Come, man. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, man. It's Israel on the scene again. First I want to say all praises. First, I want to give all praises to the Most High. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You know, got another class again for you guys this week. Okay, on Wednesday day class. Man, and as you guys can see from the title, we're gonna be talking about a pure, peaceful heart. Okay. Um, this class, I know the brother Nakai, he's kind of gonna be he gonna feel some type of way because I stole this idea from him. I'm starting it without him. Okay. But man, we're gonna go through the spirit, man. I got a few points, a few precepts I want to bring out for this class. Okay. We're gonna be talking about being pure, okay, as in a characteristic, right? Like pureness, right? And a peaceful heart, right? And first, let me open up in I'm gonna open up in Philippians 4:8. Okay. I'm gonna open up in Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Now watch this. Philippians 4:8. Things, it says think on these things, right? Now peep. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, right? Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, right? Whatsoever things are just. Now this is I believe this is Paul talking. So he said, bro, right? Whatever's honest, right? Whatever things are right, as in like just, whatever things are pure, right? You see this word? Whatever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, right? Whatsoever things are of a good report, right? A good report. If there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things, right? So the pureness of heart, being honest, right? Just, right? Lovely things, a good report, virtue, right? It says you're supposed to think upon these things, right? Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, right? Do. It says do it, right? These characteristics, everybody in this truth, even people in this world, you should strive to have these characteristics, right? And the God of peace shall be with you, right? Now, what is pure? What is pureness, right? Pure is pure definition, right? I'm gonna share my screen to the other one. Watch this, right? Oops. Okay. Now watch this right here, right? Define pure, right? You see this? Not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material, right? Watch this. Free of contamination, right? Wholesome and untamed by immortality, especially that of this. What is the what have this is that, right? Right? Involving or containing nothing else, right? Or sheer, not joined with or another to form a diphthong, right? So to be pure, right, is basically to not be mixed with anything, right? It's just like gold, right? Like now there's 10K gold, right? There's 14K, there's 18K, there's 24K, 24K. Bro, all this gold is mixed with silver. It's not considered pure gold, right? But the pure gold, pure, actual pure gold, it's not mixed with any other metal, right? It's pure, it's natural, right? This is a characteristic you should strive to be pure, like through and through. No, you shouldn't be double faced, right? You shouldn't be double minded. You should be pure, right? Let me see. Let me share my screen back to the the Bible. Oh yeah, there's another definition I wanted to get, right? Virtue, right? What does virtue mean, right? Virtue, right? Behavior showing high moral standards, right? A quality considered normally good or desirable in a person, right? This is literally what they're talking about, right? In the Philippians in the fourth chapter, right? You should strive to have these characteristics, right? Everybody should look upon you, right? Everybody people should be around you and be like, damn, this brother, sister, damn, they just so pure, bruh. is something about them. Like, these are characteristics you should work towards having. Why? Because these are characteristics that make everybody around you be at peace with you, right? I don't know if I brought it out in the last class on Monday, but there is a scripture that says, if it be possible, be at peace with all men, right? Let me get this next precept right here. I may have it in this breakdown, right? Watch this. Right? I'm gonna get the book of Second Timothy. 2 Timothy 2 and verse 22, right? And I'm gonna jump to 24. Flee also youthful lusts, right? But follow righteousness, right? And hey, this is to everybody, bro. Flee them youthful lusts, right? Them lusts. You shouldn't be doing the same thing people do. That's, well, let me say it like this, right? You shouldn't be doing the same things you was doing when you was younger, right? Being in this truth, you should mature in a way to where you look at all them youthful lusts and it's like when you get older, right? When anybody gets older, right? Anybody in their right mind, they're not going to be as interested or lusting after the things some younger people lust after, right? So it said, flee also youthful lusts, right? Whether it's a bad lust, all right, and whether it's not even necessarily bad, right? It says flee them lusts, right? But what? Follow righteousness, faith, charity, and peace, right? With them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart, right? With the pure heart, it's that word pure again, right? If you older in this truth, if you've been in this truth for years, you shouldn't be doing some of the stuff you was doing when you first started coming in, right? The same thing people, around my age or younger do. You shouldn't be doing that, right? You should be fleeing away from those lusts, right? You should be fleeing some way to some of them interests. Now, I'm not saying, damn, if you was in the world, right, you was younger and you loved football, now you older and you're supposed to stop loving football. No, that's not what I'm talking about, right? There's no need to be over righteous, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Look at this right here again. With them that call on the Lord, right, out of a pure heart, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes, right? It's that word pure, man. Let me jump down to 24. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, right? This is really what I wanted to get out of this verse, right? Be gentle unto all men. Like the characteristics Philippians I was talking about, being pure, virtue, being of a good report. If you gentle to all men, right, and you do it in sincerity, right, you're not doing it to get anything out of it, bro. It says be gentle unto all men, right? Because being gentle unto all men, hey, they're either going to be at peace with you or they're going to be a hater. Why? They're going to hate of how gentle you is. They're going to be hating how pure you is, right? You should rather people be hating on you for being such a good person than people hating on you just to be a bad person, right? So strive to be gentle to all men, right? Let me get the next precept, bro. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 4. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4. Watch this, right? That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel, right? Hey, man, this is a good precept. Everybody that's watching video, you should know how to possess your vessel. What? Your body, right? Some of your urges, right? You should not have an understanding, right? And this truth, right? And you should not allow yourself to be a puppet to all of your desires, right? You have to know how to tell yourself no, right? And not only tell yourself no, right? You need to know how to just not do it, period, right? Because actions gonna speak louder than words. Your mind could tell you no, 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 or then you go ahead and do it. Right? It says you should know how to possess your vessel. Right? So many men went off in the scriptures. Why? Because they couldn't possess their vessels. Right? Then use David for instance. He was a man that he had a heart after the Most Highs. Bruh, he fell short. Why? Because he didn't know how to possess his vessel. You read all throughout the scriptures, right? You read in the book of Kings, read in the Chronicles, right? Read in the book of Samuel, right? Even read throughout the prophets, right? So many men have fallen. Why? Because they didn't know how to possess their vessels, right? If you don't know how to possess your vessel, you're more qualified. You're qualifying yourself more and more to fall into a pickle, right? Now you're in a situation you don't want to be in, right? Learn how to possess your vessel in sanctification and honor, right? And honor, that word honor, right? Not in the lust of concupiscence, right? Even as the Gentiles which know not God, right? And these is things the other nations, right? People that's even not these are the things that they do, right? They don't know how to possess their vessel. They don't know how to stop being evil. Why? Because they're made to do evil. Why would you want to be just like them? Right? Why would you want to be just like them? Did not the Most High say you was special? Did he say I chose you? Didn't he say you was above all people on the earth? Then why are you acting like these people that's below you, right? That can't control themselves. You need to learn how to control yourself, right? Proverbs 16 and 32. Watch this. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 32. And it reads, he that is slow to anger, right, is better than the mighty, right? And he that ruleth his spirit, right, than he that taketh hold of a city, right? And I believe this is Solomon. This is Solomon, right? And I believe this is Solomon saying this. Hey, and this is just touching on that point, of, possessing your vessel, right? Keeping that thing in subjection, right? Ruling over your spirit, right? Because that's a mighty thing. He said that's more mighty than a person that could take a city, right? So let me get the next precept, man. That's it on that point, I believe. Back in the book of Philippians. Philippians chapter 2. Read verse 15. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 15, right? It says that ye may be blameless, right? And harmless, right? The sons of God, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, right? And let me go back to that point I was just touching on, right? Hey, you having the characteristics of being pure, bro. You got a good report. All men is at peace with you. You gentle to all men, right? You do stuff with a sincere heart, right? You're not out to do it for whatever vain reason, right? Hey, it says, hey, you're gonna be blameless, right? And harmless, right? Without rebuke. For you to be able, you in the midst of a congregation, you in the midst of family, and there's like literally like no people they don't really gotta rebuke you for anything. Why? Because you dang near blameless. On the low key, you dang near perfect. And you should strive to be perfect. Doesn't that Christ say, hey, be ye therefore perfect as your Father in heaven, which also is perfect, right? Amen. It's an honorable thing for you to be in the midst of a congregation and nobody has anything bad to say about you, right? And that's that pureness I was talking about. That's the pureness that Scripture was talking about, right? In the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, right? And this nation we live in, bro, this world, we've been talking about it at work. I've even been talking about it at work with worldly people, right? Hey, this world is turned upside down, right? Bro, this world is so far gone, right? Among whom ye shine as lights in the world, right? And you should be that light in the world, right? This whole world is dark. You shouldn't be adding to that darkness, right? You should be a light into that darkness. You should be trying to, when you walk in, you should be lighting up the whole room, right? Hey, one person in the truth, right, light up a whole city, right? Full in a city full of nobody but darkness, right? One person, right, and be that light. You know what I'm saying? Um, Philippians chapter 4, I believe I want 7. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I want, right? Philippians chapter 4, verse 7, right? And the peace of God, right? Which passeth all understanding, right? And watch this. I'm not gonna pull too many precepts on it, but if you haven't watched the different, incarnations of Yahushua, right? We did a breakdown of Christ being called, the King of Peace or whatever. And it says, "In the peace of God," right? Hey, I don't know if anybody watched Star Wars, right? But the Sith, they always teach. They be like, "Hey, peace is a lie." Hey, in this world, hey, I'm sorry to say, peace is a lie in this world, right? In this world right now that we live in, peace is a lie. It will not exist. It will never exist in this world we live in right now. Why? Because the wicked are in authority, right? Peace is a goddamn lie, right? But the peace of God, it passes all understanding, and that's the peace that's real. As Israelites on this earth, we will never experience true peace until Christ, our King, come back, right? We don't know what real peace look like, right? We don't even know what it's like to not be under the curses, right? Yeah, some people may have it good, a little bit better than others, right? Some people might have a little bit more money than others. Some people might have a little bit more family than others, right? But truly, you could never run away from these curses, right? I was talking about it to a worldly brother at work, bro. In this life, nothing really truly ever goes as planned. There's always some BS, right? Things may start going, how you may want them to go, but it's like always, like some just always don't go right. There's always some BS getting thrown in the way, right? In the way of the track, right? It's always an obstacle, right? It's always a pothole, right? We don't really know true peace, right? Hey, but keeping the commandments, right, and enduring to the end, bro, we're going to know true peace, right? Because this is that peace that passeth all understanding, right? And it shall keep your hearts and mind through Christ, right? Which we know is the King of Peace, right? I'm going to get this next precept. I'm going to get James chapter 3 and verse 17, right? I believe I might want to get this in another. Watch this, man. James chapter 3 and verse 17. Watch this, right? I was going to say the same thing, KJB, but I like it better in this one, right? Watch this. James 3 and 17, right? I'm reading through verse 18, right? Well, let me start at 16 real quick. Where there is jealousy and selfishness, right? There is also disorder in every kind of evil, right? Watch this. But the wisdom from above, right? Like I was like in the verse before, like I was telling you, that peace that passeth all understanding, that man really can't comprehend, right? From the span of time, right? From the ancients even till now, right? It's been so long where we haven't experienced true peace that we don't really know what peace is, right? But the wisdom from above is pure, first of all, right? Because the wisdom up above that comes from the Most High is pure first, right? It is also peaceful, right? And look at that word, pure and peaceful, right? Gentle and friendly. It is full of compassion and produces a harvest of good deeds, right? It is free from prejudice and hypocrisy, right? Hey, peace, right? The wisdom from above, right? If you striving in this truth to get wisdom, you trying to be at peace. If you trying to make, there should be no reason in this truth, right? You should be doing it to your best ability, right? To not put yourself in any situation where you are making your life less peaceful than it should be, right? Hey, all as a people, bro, we've been so long without like peace. It's just like, why make life harder for you when you don't have to make it harder for you, right? The scripture say why are you being over righteous? Why die before your time, right? If you could really make things more peaceful for yourself, right? If you could be a better brother or a better sister, so things could be more peaceful for yourself, right? Why not do it, right? Why not? Why make things harder for yourself when you don't have to, right? Hey, watch this. And goodness is the harvest that is produced from the seeds of peacemakers plant in peace, right? Let me get the next precept, man. I feel like that was pretty self-explanatory, right? Philippians chapter 1 and verse 10. Philippians chapter 1 and verse 10. Watch this. I could keep it in this translation. I don't see why not, right? So that you will be able, right, to choose what is best. Then you will be free from all impurity, right? Impurity, right? And blame on the day of Christ, right? Well, let's see what impurity is, right? A quality. It says a consistent, a constitute which impairs the purity of something, right? It says a quality or condition of being impure, right? Basically, the opposite of what? Being pure, right? Hey, it says, I wish that you choose the things that's best for you. Like I wish for, hey, every Israelite in the truth, even Israelites outside of the truth. We all want Israel to repent. We all want Israel to get right. Why? Because it's best for you, right? It's life, and this will, and then you will be free from what? All impurity, right? And blame when the day Christ come and crack that sky, man. Your lives will with the truly good qualities which only Christ can produce, right? Hey, man. Let me get to the next precept, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5, right? Watch this. I'm going back to the KJV. Do this. Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. Oh, watch this. KJVA. Matthew 5 and 5. Watch this. Blessed are the meek, right? For they shall inherit the earth, right? So blessed is the meek man. Those of you that's meek, hey, they're the ones that's going to inherit the earth, right? Those that are humble, right? They're the ones that are going to inherit the earth, right? Watch this. Verse 8. Watch this. Blessed are the pure in heart, right? For they are the ones that shall see God, right? This is Christ. This is Christ saying that. He said, blessed are the pure in heart. They're going to be the ones that's going to see the Most High, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, right? Hey, pure and peace, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God, man. And hey, we all need that. We all need that person, right, to be that peacemaker, right? Some people are more peacemakers than others, right? But ultimately, everybody should have some sense. They should have some amount of peacemaking inside of them, right? You shouldn't be, you don't want to be around that person that's never making things peaceful. You don't want to be around that person, right? Every time he come around, he damn always stirring something up, right? Nobody wants to be around that person, right? But it's just the peacemakers. They're going to be the ones that's going to be called the children of God, right? When Christ come back, he'll be like, yeah, that's my child right there, right? Let me get the next precept real quick, bro. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 10. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 10, right? Oh, this is what I want, right? 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12, right? Let me see if I could get this in a. Well, let me read it right here, right? Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers, right? In word and conversation, right? In charity, in spirit, in faith, and in impurity, right? And this for some of the younger people in the truth. This is even talking to myself, right? It says, don't let no man despise you because you're young, right? You're supposed to be be an example, right? And conversation, right? When people should talk about you, they should be like, hey, that's a good brother right there. He keep I wasn't doing that when I was his age, right? Hey, they should dang there be they should dang there be envious of you in righteousness, right? They should dang there be jealous in righteousness, right? He's like, damn, I wish I was like him when I was young, right? Hey, we're seeing kids now being born into the truth, right? And it's just like even myself, I speak for myself, it's like, damn, I wish I was born in the truth, right? I wish I could be like them, right? Because a lot of us, we was born into this world, right? We didn't know about the truth for years, right? Some of us learned later than others, right? But it's don't let no man despise you in your youth, right? And it's listing all these characteristics right here, but it's that word again, purity, right? Being pure, right? Okay. Next precept, I'm gonna get the book of, and I got a few more. I don't got a lot, right? We get the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, right? In verse 11. He that loveth pureness of heart, right? For the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend, right? Hey, and think about David, right? Hey, David's heart was so pure. Hey, even though Saul went off, right? Even the king was messing with him, bruh. King was messing with my guy, bruh. Hey, when you're really truly like pure, when you really have a pure heart, right? When you really have a pure heart to keep the commandments, right? When you really have a true and pure heart to really just be peaceful with everybody around you, right? To be cool with everybody around you, not trying to stir up stuff, not just trying to be in the way, right? Actually being a friend, right? Like the class I brought out last week, actually being a friend, which a lot of people surprisingly doesn't know how to be, right? Hey, it says the grace lips of the king shall be his friend, right? Hey, let me, I might get some. Let me get an example, right? Watch this. 1 Samuel chapter 18, right? I'm gonna get verse 5, right? Then I'm gonna jump to 7. Now this is David, right? Like I was speaking about, and David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servant, right? So David was behaving himself, wisely, right? He was smart, right? He was very calculated how he was behaving himself, right? David didn't want to be on nobody's bad side, right? He didn't want to be on the king's bad side. Hey, he was just, bro, he was literally just taking care of sheep. Why would a guy like that want to be on the king's bad side? Right? And Saul sent him over all the men of war, right? Even the king was like, dang, you know what? I'm gonna send him over all the men of war, right? Why? Because he was pure, right? David wasn't doing it for no vainglory, right? And I'm gonna prove it. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Right here. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter, Merab, her will I give to thee the wife. Only be thou battling for me and fight the Lord's battle. Right? For Saul said, let not my hand be upon him, but let the hands of the Philistines be upon him. Right? Watch this, 18. And David said unto Saul, who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king? Right? Hey, Saul was trying to get my boy knocked off because the evil spirit came upon him. But whole time while he trying to knock him off and run game, right? David like, damn. He was like, bro, why me? Who am I? Right? What is my life worth and my family's house, right? That I should be the son-in-law to the king. He's like, dang, what did I do to deserve this? Right? Why? He was being so sincere, innocent, and pure, right? He was being so pure about it, right? Hey, a lot of men in the truth, they should strive to be like David, right? Hey, this is an example of a pure heart, right? King was trying to get him knocked off. Hey, he didn't even see it, right? But the Lord was with him, right? And if you really have a pure heart in this truth, you best believe the Most High is going to fight for you, right? And He's not going to forsake you, right? I believe that's in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, right? I'm not going to get it, but I kind of want to. But watch this, right? I believe it's Sirach chapter 2 and verse 10. It might be, okay? Watch this. Romans chapter 12, and I believe verse 18, right? Watch this. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, right? And if it's possible, for anybody that's ends up watching this video, right? Live peacefully with all men, right? And this is one of my precepts. This is one of my favorite precepts, right? I'm always thinking about this. If it's possible, try to be at peace with all men, right? If it's possible, right? Try your hardest, right? Be at peace with not any, just anybody, but try to be at peace with everybody you can, right? Because it'll make things easier for you, bro. It'll make things a lot easier for you, right? This life is already hard enough, right? Why add to that hardship, right? Why add to it? Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 14, right? Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14. Follow peace with all men, right? And holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord, right? Hey, and if it's possible again, hey, follow peace with all men, right? You should be around the people that's really trying to make peace. You shouldn't be around the brothers, right? That's always talking bad on somebody's name, right? That's always trying to expose somebody, right? That's always trying to cause a damn war with somebody. Not talking about an actual physical war, or whether it's a verbal war. Just a nigga that's always just trying to cause some type of beef, right? Hey, follow peace with all men, bro. Be around the people that's trying to be peaceful. That's not trying to, that don't need all that BS in their life, right? And holiness, and without which no man shall see the Lord, right? Hey, did it say the meek shall inherit the earth? Did it not say the pure in heart, right? Did not it say in Matthew the 5th chapter that peacemakers are going to be called the sons of God, right? Hey, because without it, bro, you're not going to see the Most High, right? Hey, watch this. It said the person that's pure in heart, right? It says they're the ones that's going to see the Most High, right? A, and it's saying it again right here in Hebrews, right? Christ said it, now it's saying it again in Hebrews, right? Let me get a. Let me see if it was actually that side, right? Because I kind of really want that, right? Let me see if I was right. Yes, watch this. Sorry, 2 and 10, right? Look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, right? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, right? That's like I was saying, like before, like when I did quote this precept, hey, if you truly gonna trust in the Most High, right? Hey, you should have all the faith, right? That hey, you being pure and peaceful on this side in this life, hey, the Most High trust and believe He will make it a little bit more peaceful for you. Like I was saying, why add to that hardship when you don't got to, right? Why put yourself in a pickle when you don't have to be in a pickle, right? Why put yourself in a pickle, right? Then everybody else around you in a pickle, right? Now you're in a situation you don't want to be in. Now the people around you in a situation that you don't want to be in, right? Then all the peace that we just had, you damn disrupted it. Why? Why do it? Right? Even even us, abiding in this world, doing our day-to-day things, hey, why make things so much harder for you when you don't have to be, right? You don't have to do that in this truth, right? Does not Christ say, "Hey, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves"? Right? Hey, David, he was acting wisely, and look where it got him. Right? So use all these scriptures. I brought out all these different examples in the scriptures. Hey, use these, and I think you really should apply these to yourself. Right? Those are the precepts I got for today. I hope it was edifying, and I hope y'all got it. Okay, it's Brother Israel. Lastly, I want to give all praise to the Most High again by Hashem Yahushai. With that, man, I'm going to say shalom. Shalom.